Casey Roman did a video yesterday. She is the former nomad who's now a real estate agent in Eastern. She's in Eastern North Carolina. I'm in Western North Carolina. But she was talking about how she's really sick of all the green glop that gets all over your car. Look at that this time of year here. Everything is popping. All the trees and everything are getting green in April, and your car gets, if you park outside, your car just gets covered with this green crud. I gotta get little Adam washed. Anyway, yeah, man. Are we on? Are we on? Look at my radio. Look at my radio. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that is, some people have asked me, why'd you name your car Little Adam? Why did I name it Little Adam? And because I drove Big Adam. I drove Adam the Woo around in Rehoboth Beach. I did a video with him. He came to Rehoboth Beach when I was there in 2017. And somebody's walking by, waving at me. I'm a celebrity here. I named the vehicle. He had Large Marge. That was his RV at the time. Parked it right out front of where I was staying there in Rehoboth Beach. And so he had Large Marge, and I thought, okay, I'll name my vehicle Little Adam. So I thought that was, cool. So anyway, the reason I'm connecting that today is because of a brand new video from Adam the Woo on his Daily Woo channel, and I've taken notes here. I write notes, and then I forget where I put the notes. Right? I make a list of things to remember, and then I forget where I put the list of things to remember. Like that. So, anyway, Adam said today, big news, that he is not going to go to the reopening of Disneyland on April 30th in Los Angeles and Anaheim. Okay, he's not going. Okay, now, Adam's been a huge Disney fan for years and years and years, and most of his channel is going to Disney and covering, going on all the rides and all the background information. That's a huge part of his channel. He does other things too, but Disney is a huge chunk of his channel. Okay, and it's just like his life revolves around Disney. That's the way he is, and he just goes to Disney hundreds of times a year, either Disney World, Disneyland. Disney World in Orlando, he spent his older youthful years in the Orlando area. His parents lived near there. And so he has recently bought a place to live in Celebration, or rented a place to live in Celebration, Florida, which is right near Disney, okay? And he's in Disney, he's in Orlando right now. So he was planning to get a flight out to California sometime before the 30th and go to the Disney reopening, which is the Disneyland reopening in Anaheim, okay? I hope I'm not getting it confused. Disney World Orlando, Disneyland in Anaheim. So, he basically was said that even though when he moved to Celebration, Florida, got the apartment in Celebration, Florida, he went back, this was back in December, I think he said, and he got his Florida license again. So he had a California license because he had lived in California before. He still has an apartment in Orange, California, which he's had. He's also lived in Anaheim. He's also lived in Hollywood. So he had a California license, but when he got the Celebration apartment in Orlando in December, he went and got his Florida license. So his California license is gone. So he's technically a Florida resident if you go by driver's licenses. The problem with Disneyland reopening is that they are saying it's only for California residents. So so basically, even though they may or may not check for residency when you show up at the park, it's supposed to be only for California residents. I guess that's something they figure in. I don't know. It seems kind of goofy, but what that has to do with the pandemic, I don't know. Whatever. So he was saying, well, he does have bills and he does have a lease agreement with this apartment in California, in Orange, California, and he could use that as proof of residence, but he doesn't have a driver's license. It's a little sketchy. And he said he was going to go. This was yesterday or day before that. And then a lot of people are saying, hey, you're violating the the spirit of the rule. I mean, if you don't have a California driver's license, you're technically not a resident, and you shouldn't be doing that, etc. So he came down on his video today and basically said, he talked with his parents, and yeah, he thinks that maybe is the way to go. Not just don't go to Disneyland for the reopening. He can go later. Even though he has procured tickets, he's done all his research, whatever. He decided after some of the criticism he received on his channel the other day that he is not going to do the Disneyland reopening. I still think there's a possibility that he will do that. But find a way to do it, because he really sounds very, very, very disappointed that he's not going to be going to the grand reopening of Disneyland. They have made some changes to the park over the year-long closing of Disneyland, and he's really excited to see all that, but he now says he's not going to do the reopening. Okay? So, I don't know, man. So anyway, yeah. Now, another thing that got played into this, which I guess is the reason, maybe he really, really won't be going to Disneyland's reopening, is jury duty. Now that he's a Florida resident, he actually got a thing for jury duty for late April. So he has to go do jury duty in late April. So that, I think, kind of flipped him over and said, I guess I got to go to jury duty, I don't know, man. So he's got jury duty for late April, and, he has to, whatever. You could probably write back to, they're usually pretty flexible with stuff like that. You could write back and say, well, I have personal plans to go out west. I've already got the airplane reservations and stuff. Can I delay this jury duty to June or July or something? And they probably would work with you if if you can show that you've already bought plane tickets, and he's already got the plane tickets, right? Say, look, I've made plans to do some traveling, to visit some friends and family or whatever. You could probably write back and say, I've got these tickets, I can't change them or whatever, and I would think they would work with you. So I would think the jury duty could probably be worked out, but whatever. So he's got jury duty, and he says he can't go to Disney and all that stuff. So, but he is very, very disappointed in it. Now, the other thing I mentioned to Adam, and I was very curious because he hasn't talked at all about getting a vaccine for the COVID, whether it's the you're not going to get the J&J right now, but it's the Pfizer and the Moderna. And I just said, hey, Adam, he does a lot of traveling. He goes to Disney a lot. He's around. He's been busy during the pandemic. I would think you put getting a vaccine a priority, but apparently not. I did ask him in his comments today whether he got the vaccine, and he said no, but he's still on the fence, but he might get it later if it's required for travel. I would think, that would be a priority on his list because he does a lot of travel. He's got 2 elderly parents there. I would really think that a priority list, you don't want to give your parents COVID. He does a lot of going to Disney. I would think a priority thing for him to be is get that vaccine as soon as possible. Just for his welfare. And plus, if he does go to Disney, if he does fly a lot, he does fly back and forth between LA and Los Angeles. I mean, from LA to Orlando a lot. Having that COVID vaccine, it would be an important thing. You get the little CDC card, which I don't know what good that is, really, because it's just a stupid piece of paper that anybody can make a copy of and whatever. I don't know, man. But at least it would be, I definitely felt better about traveling up to the Washington, D.C. area a couple weeks ago, at least having my first shot. And I did get the second one just the other day. Oh, I don't know. So anyway, Adam the Woo will not be going to Disneyland, even though he booked his flight. But he does, even though he thinks he probably could swing it, because he does. If the rare instance they asked him, "Are you a California resident?" he'd just say, "Oh, I forgot my driver's license, but yes, I have my lease agreement here in my pocket for his apartment," because he does have an apartment that is being sublet to another person right now out there in Florida. The room is. So anyway, I don't know. And he also says when you travel, you're supposed to go to California. You're supposed to quarantine for 7 to 10 days. there's no, they're not going to check up on you, but he says he can't do that. He's not going to sit in his apartment for 10 days once he gets there. Plus, that wouldn't give him time. Even today, barely, if he left on the 20th, the Disney reopening's on the 10th, on the 30th, I'd barely give him time to quarantine. So anyway, no Adam the Woo to Disneyland. Is really disappointed about it. My advice to Adam is get your vaccine. I know there's some people that are just like anti-vaxxers, but it just makes sense in this day and age. Get the vaccine, be safe, because especially for somebody that does as much traveling as Adam does, it'd be extraordinarily smart to get that, okay? Weighing the risks of having the vaccine and not having the vaccine, that would be an easy call for me. But, hey, I like Adam's channel. I met Adam a couple years ago. We drove around in this very car. Adam sat in this very seat as we drove around. We went over to see the, we drove all around. We went to the Troll Diner. We went to the Wishing Well, whatever the well is called over there. My pants were falling down because I had ripped camo pants on that day. It was just a funny day. He's a nice guy. I really enjoy hanging out with him that day, but I hope he's okay. I hope he's not too disappointed about missing Disneyland. But, hey, you can't always get what you want, right? All right, folks, that ought to do it for my... People say they like me doing these chats in the car. I don't know. I get more invigorated, right, when I do these. And they say, Dave, you say stuff behind your computer there in your little studio, and it's all right. But when you're in the car, we really enjoy it a lot more. So, I don't know. All right, folks, thanks for watching. You have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, the 20th of April, 2021. Vlog under.
This is a Crossy production under the auspices of ZAP LLC. Oh, yeah!